Yo, what up my fellow Wasteland Wanderers, and welcome to my latest Fallout 4 Creation Club mod review. In this episode I'm going to be reviewing the Tunnel Snakes Rule Creation Club mod. So what we're going to do is we're going to play the mod, see what its features are, see what it's like, and at the end of the video I'll give it a rating out of 5. So what is the mod, Tunnel Snakes Rule? Enjoy a Tunnel Snakes themed adventure featuring the original Fallout 10mm pistol and a new Tunnel Snakes jacket. Pistol created by Adam the Rizzler Rizdale. Creations obtained via quest. When you first load into the game after downloading the mod, you will get a quest called Tunnel Snakes Rule, telling you to listen to a faint radio signal. If we listen to the radio, we can hear what sounds like someone sleeping. At least that's what I thought it was anyway. Then we make our way to the subway station that the radio signal is coming from. And the first thing we'll find is a few bloatflies, which I take care of quite easily. And then we find a raider, and if I take his gas mask off, we can see that he has a cigarette in his mouth and a lighter and a pack of cigarettes next to his hands, obviously wanting one last smoke before he died. Then we have a bunch more rad roaches to take care of, which of course isn't too difficult. Then we come across some feral ghouls and a dead body wearing a very interesting outfit.
Your friends, you dead bastard.
We take care of the ghouls and we can then see that the body was actually a tunnel snake. And then we come across another dead, ghoulified tunnel snake. This doesn't look good for the tunnel snakes. Eventually we find the radio signal source, and we find out the noise was not someone sleeping, it was in fact the sound of a feral ghoul. If we check out the terminal, we find some very interesting entries. Unfortunately, the transit maintenance logs are just coming up with errors and we can't read those, but if we go down there are some other entries. The first one called First Week. First week of joining up with the Tunnel Snakes. This is freaking awesome. We can do whatever the hell we want and ain't nobody gonna stop us. Wally Mack found me. He's the top dog. Said he walked all the way from DC to start this gang up. Some of the other guys think that's a load of crap, but I believe him. Take one look at him and you can tell, he's seen some shit. Tunnel Snakes Rule. The second entry is called Superpowers. That sounds interesting. Took up shop in the Boston subway. Party 24/7 down here. One of the cars had a ton of radioactive waste. I told Wally it might be a bad idea to touch those, but he thinks that keeping them around will give us superpowers and make us all stone cold badasses. He's so freaking smart. I hope I get super strength, and maybe X-ray vision. The next entry is entitled Hostage. Ran into another group last night. They call themselves the Gunners, which we think is hilarious since their aim sucks. We took one hostage. They'll think twice about screwing with us again. Wally found a sweet pistol on him. Maybe we can trade something good for it. Man, my head's freaking pounding. Some of the other guys are coming down with something too. I hope it's not bad. Well, that doesn't sound too good. The next entry is called Vomit. It's bad. Everyone's got the shakes. George vomited all over my shoes. Even Wally's not looking so good. The final entry is called Radio. George is dead. Everything I do hurts, even breathing. I think Wally's lost it. He just screams. And when he's not screaming, he's laughing. I'm getting on the radio today. Maybe someone can help. Though at this point, putting a bullet between my eyes to stop this headache doesn't sound so bad either. If you don't know the origins of the Tunnel Snakes, they were a gang set up in Vault 101 during the introduction of Fallout 3. The gang was founded by Wally Mack, Butch DeLoria, Paul Hammond Jr. and Freddie Gomez. Wally Mack must have travelled all the way from the capital wasteland, which is Washington DC, to the Commonwealth, which we know is Boston, to set up the Tunnel Snakes gang in the Commonwealth. Paul was killed by rad roaches in Vault 101 during the events of Fallout 3. Butch, we believe, went to Rivet City, and Freddie is either killed or potentially stays in the vault, depending on what happens during Fallout 3. As we press forward, we find the gunner that was mentioned in the terminal entry locked up in a cage. That's a nasty way to die. If we turn around away from the cage that held the gunner, we can see a glowing feral ghoul in the distance, and it is actually Wally Mack himself. So those barrels of radiation obviously didn't turn out well, because all the tunnel snakes have turned into ghouls, and Wally Mack himself got so badly irradiated that he turned into a glowing feral ghoul. So of course then you have to take out the feral ghouls, including Wally Mack himself, and that will complete the quest. And also, if you have a look around, you'll actually find the key to the gunner's cage, if you wanted to go in there and potentially loot him if you want. And also we find a classic 10mm pistol on the shelf. And if we loot Wally Mack, we find a special, very nice looking, unique 10mm pistol called Ultimatum. The classic 10mm pistol is a recreation of the 10mm pistol that was used in Fallout 3, and of course this is just a special souped up, very heavily customized version of that pistol. And the pistol itself actually seems to be quite powerful, as its legendary effect deals an additional 50 points of radiation damage, and it already has a ballistic damage of 32, a fire rate of 41, a range of 101, an accuracy of 71, a weight of 6.1, and a value of 115. So this thing, whilst it isn't world beating, it isn't incredible, it's not going to be the best gun in the game, it's still pretty neat for a sidearm. On our way out of the subway station, we can actually find the radioactive waste barrels that turned all of these tunnel snakes into ghouls, and of course Wally Mack into the glowing one. And if we go into the crate that obviously contained all of these radioactive barrels, we find a shipping manifest that tells us there were 37 drums and 5 fusion cores, so don't forget to loot those fusion cores. And if we move over to the barrels themselves, we find a bunch of ammo, an ammo container, and another dead tunnel snake. Also, don't forget to unlock this security gate by hacking the novice level terminal for some half decent loot before you leave the subway. Of course, alongside the Ultimatum pistol, you also get the tunnel snake's outfit, which unfortunately there are no modifications for. Even with mods that allow me to put ballistic weave on pretty much every armor piece on the game, I am still not able to put ballistic weave on the tunnel snake's outfit, which is a shame. However, when it comes to the Ultimatum pistol, or the classic 10mm pistol, there are quite a decent amount of modification options available. Obviously you can modify it just like a normal 10mm pistol from the base game of Fallout 4. You can adjust the receiver, the barrel, the grip, the magazine, the sights, and the muzzle / suppressor. However, the main thing that I noticed about modding the Ultimatum is that you can't make it a fully automatic pistol, as it actually has a revolver style. There's no way of making it automatic, which is a shame, because especially on this character that I'm using to use the Ultimatum, I mainly use automatic weapons, and I've spec'd into the commando perk, which is kind of frustrating, but also makes sense because it's a revolver, so it's kind of impossible for it to be automatic. And it's not really that big of a deal, it just is what it is. They've gone for aesthetics of having the revolver rather than being able to mod it to be automatic, which is fine. So now let's check out the aesthetics of the Ultimatum 10mm pistol, and this weapon looks absolutely sick. By far the best looking weapon mod we've seen on the Creation Club by an absolute country mile. And it looks, to be honest, better than anything else from Fallout 4's base game. It just looks incredible. It's just really neat and detailed, and the decals and the detail that's gone into creating this weapon is outstanding. Inscribed on one side of the pistol is the words, "Be not afraid of any beast, no matter what the size, when danger threatens, wield me, and I shall see to its demise." How freaking cool is that? That is sick. And on the other side it says, "A bullet is worth 1,000 threats, and I have 12. Which is actually kind of wrong, because if you use the large mag you have 24, but we'll let that slide because it just looks awesome. It also has some other pretty neat decals, like the "Look here" written over the barrel of the gun, a Deathclaw arm on the top of the gun, and a radiation symbol on the back of the gun. Unfortunately, some of this is hidden if you put on a suppressor and a reflex sight, although both the suppressor and the reflex sight look pretty cool themselves, so it's a sort of a trade-off. It depends on what you want. Are you going for aesthetics or are you going for power? And here are some screenshots of the Tunnel Snake's outfit. As you can see, it's simply made up of some boots, some blue jeans, a leather jacket that sort of looks like the greaser jacket and jeans that you'd see from the base Fallout 4, but also, of course, it has the legendary Tunnel Snake's logo on the back of the leather jacket, and it looks pretty big. You can really quite clearly see it. It looks pretty cool. It's probably not an outfit I'm going to be wearing too often whilst I actually play the game myself, but if you are a fan of the Tunnel Snakes gang and you think it looks pretty cool, then it is a well made, nicely done, well put together outfit. It does look nice, and it does of course look a cut above the rest of the outfits that we find in the base game of Fallout 4, which is what you're looking for in something that you've paid money for. Okay, so now it's time for me to give my overall review of the mod in general. I'm going to give it a rating out of 5. So let's talk about what you get in this mod. So with this mod you get a quest, you get an outfit, and you get 2 new weapons technically, because you get the unique weapon and you get the standard version of the weapon. Now when you compare the price of this mod to other mods on the Creation Club, it is of course a little bit more pricey. However, I think what you get with it definitely warrants the extra cost of this mod for sure. And when the Creation Club was originally announced, what most people wanted from it was mini DLCs, which is mini sort of quests and mini little just tiny bite-sized DLCs, which I think is exactly what this mod is. It is essentially a mini, very short DLC that brings new items and new story content to the game, which is what everyone wanted from Creation Club. So in that sense, I think this is easily the best mod on the Creation Club by a country mile so far, because it brings so much more than any other of the mods to the game, which is awesome. So that's why I'm going to give this mod a full 5 stars out of 5, because I don't think it can get much better than this. I mean, it probably could actually. They could obviously build on this, but I think in terms of the future of Creation Club, this is what we want to see more of. This is what we want from the Creation Club. So that's why I'm going to give it 5 stars out of 5. Thank you so much for watching this video. I really do hope you have enjoyed it. I hope I somehow helped in your decision making process and whether you want to purchase this mod or not. And thank you so much for the support I've been getting on the channel recently. I've grown a lot in the last couple months, and I've been getting some really nice comments, which is really lovely, and it's really motivating me to try my best to try and make some more videos. It's really hard to make videos at the moment because I'm super busy, but I'm really going to try hard to get some more videos out and get some more reviews done. Obviously there's been a lot of new content uploaded to the Creation Club recently, so I'm going to cover that and potentially cover some PC mods in the future, so stick around for that. Subscribe if you want to see more videos like this in the future. Leave a like if you enjoyed this one. I'm just going to leave you with a quick little montage of me using that automating pistol so you can see what it's actually like to use in game. So enjoy that, and I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.
I'm flying high, but I've got a feeling I'm falling for nobody else but you. You caught my eye, and I've got a feeling I'm falling. Show me the ring and I'll jump right through. I used to. I'm flying high, but I've got a feeling I'm falling for nobody else but you. I've got a feeling I'm falling for nobody else but you. me the ring and I'll jump right through. Show me the ring and I'll jump right through. Show me the ring and I'll jump right through. I used to.